Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and good Shabbos and Chag Sameach. And to keep it with the Yiddish, good Yantif. We are here. It is a sunny day, but there are some clouds in the sky, but we're not going to let them dampen our Shabbat or our festival. It is, of course, Shavuot, and we have a number of additions to our service today. We'll have Hallel, as we did yesterday. We will also have a reading of an abridged version of the book of Ruth, which is the Megillah, the scroll that's associated with Shavuot. And we'll also have Yizkor, the memorial service for the dead, which we have on the three major festivals and Yom Kippur. So we'll begin this morning. We're using our Sim Shalom, the Siddur that was emailed to you earlier in the week. We're going to begin on page 63. Page 63, Asher Yatzar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, Asher yatzar et ha'adam b'chokhmah, uvara vo nekivim nekivim, chalulim chalulim. Galui v'yadu lifnei chisei chavodecha, she'im yipateach echad mehem o yisatem echad mehem, אי-אפשר להתקיים לעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, fashioning the human body in wisdom, creating openings, arteries, glands, and organs, marvelous in structure, intricate in design. Should but one of them fail to function by being blocked or open, it would be impossible to exist. Praised are you, Adonai, healer of all flesh, sustaining our bodies in wondrous ways. Let's continue with Birkot HaShachar, the morning blessings, thanking God for all the gifts that we have been given. Page 65. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan l'sechvivina l'chavhin ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, malbish agumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, rocha haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, anoten laif koach. And we'll jump ahead to page 72. Page 72, the Psalm for Shabbat. And let's read it responsively in English, and then we'll conclude with Sadika Tamar. A song for Shabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night, to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai, your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtless cannot comprehend, the foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish, all the wicked shall crumble.
But me you have greatly exalted. I am anointed with fragrant oil. I have seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
They shall bear fruit even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant to proclaim, Adonai is just, my rock in whom there is no flaw.
Tzadika tamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon iske shetulim b'veit Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun B'Seva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yiyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Avlatabo. We're now going to continue, jump ahead to page 83. Page 83 for the beginning of Pesukei de Zimra, verses of psalm and praise. We'll continue with Baruch She'amar. Baruch She'amar B'Hayah Olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Oseh V'Reishit, Baruch Omer V'Yoseh, Baruch Ozer Makayim, Baruch Merachem Al Haaretz, Baruch Merachem Al Habriot, Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov V'Yahav, Baruch Hailad V'Kayam L'Netzach, Baruch Podeh U'Matzil, Baruch Shemo. And let's read in English the second paragraph on page 83. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, compassionate Creator, extolled by your people, glorified by your faithful servants. We laud you with the psalms of your servant David. We extol you in song. We celebrate your fame in melody. We proclaim you sovereign, singular, eternal God. Praised are you, Adonai, sovereign, magnified with psalms of praise. And continuing with the psalms of praise, we'll jump ahead to page 96, and we'll find Psalm 145, also known as Ashrei, and we'll do that responsibly in Hebrew. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Od Yehallelucha Selah.
Ashreiham shekachalo, Ashreiham she'Adonai Elohav.
Tehillah leDavid, Aromimcha Elohai HaMelech, V'alvarcha Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed.
V'chol yom avarchecha, v'halala shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai Mlal Me'od, V'ligdulato Ein Cheker.
Gadol Shabbat ma'asecha, v'gvorotecha yagidu.
Hadar Kevod Hodecha, V'direi Niflotecha Asicha.
Ve'zuzorotecha yomeru, v'gdulatcha saprena.
Zecher Rav Tuvcha Yabihu, V'tzidkatecha Yiranenu.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim g'rul chased.
Tov Adonai Lakol, V'rachamav Al Kol Ma'asav.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
והודיע לפני אדם גבורותיו, וכבוד הדר מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קורב, לכל אשר יקרבו באמת.
רצון יראיו יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד. ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. And continuing on the theme of Hallelujah, we'll go to page 100. 100, we'll find Psalm 150. the last of the Psalms, appropriately entitled Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 El Bikocho, hallelujah, hallelujah, Birki Auzo. Hallelujah, 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 big Vorota, hallelujah, hallelujah, Kirov, good Lord. Hallelujah, 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 Betorika shofar, hallelujah, hallelujah, Benevel v'chinor, hallelujah, 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 tofu machol, hallelujah, hallelujah, mini ve'ugav, hallelujah, 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 B'tziltzilei shama, hallelujah, hallelujah, B'tziltzilei tuah. Kol hanshama tehallel, Kol hanshama tehallel, Kol haneshama tehallel, hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehallel, hallelujah. And we'll jump ahead to page 104 with Nishmat. Nishmat kol chai tivarech et shimcha Adonai Eloheinu. And in the middle of page 104, let's read responsively. Could song fill our mouth as waters fill the sea, and could joy flood our tongue like countless waves?
Could our lips utter praise as limitless as the sky, and could our eyes match the splendor of the sun?
Could we soar with arms like an eagle's wings, and run with gentle grace as the swiftest deer?
Never could we fully state our gratitude for 1/10,000th of the lasting love that is your precious blessing, dearest God, granted to our ancestors and to us.
And we'll conclude together. From Egypt you redeemed us, from the house of bondage you delivered us. In famine you nourished us, in prosperity you sustained us. You rescued us from the sword, protected us from pestilence, and saved us from severe and lingering disease. To this day your compassion has sustained us, your kindness has not forsaken us. Never abandon us, Adonai our God. And we're in the middle of page 105, where it says, on Yom Tov, the Chazan, or the person leading services, begins here. We begin with Ha'el. Ha'el b'tatzumutu zecha, Hagadol b'chavod shemecha, Hagibor l'netzach v'hanora b'norotecha, HaMelech HaYoshev al Kisei Ram v'Nisa, Shochein had marom v'kadosh shemo v'katuv rananun tzadikim v'Adonai l'sharim na'ava tehillah. B'fi yesharim tithalal u'divrei tzadikim titbarach u'b'lshon chasidim titromam u'v'kerev kedoshim titkadash. Uvmakalot revevot amcha beit Yisrael. Berini pershimcha malkeinu b'chol dor v'ador. Shechein chovat kol yitzurim lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu. Lehodot lahalel leshabeach. Lefaer l'romem lehader. Levorech alekales. Al kol divrei shirot b'tishbachot. David ben Ishai, Abdecha Meshichecha. Top of page 106, Yishtabach. Yishtabach Shemcha le'ahad malkeinu. Ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol v'ha'kadosh b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Ki lecha na'eh Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu. Shiru shvacha halel v'zimra. Ozu memshala, netzach gedula ugevura, tehilal u'tiferet, kedosha u'malchut, brachot v'hodot, me'ata v'ad olam, baruch atah Adonai, el melech gadol batishbachot, el ha'hodaot, Adon ha'niflaot, Abocher b'shirei zimra, melech elchei ha'olamim. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah, v'yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bahagala, Uvizman kaharit v'imiru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam ol me'almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Leila mincho birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imiru amen. Page 107, Baruch Hu, the call to formal morning worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or v'rei choshech, oseh shalom u'borei et hakol. Let's turn the page to 108, and let's read responsively. Creation reflects the rule of God, who is praised by the breath of all life.
God's greatness and goodness fill the universe. Knowledge and wisdom encircle God's presence.
Exalted is God by creatures celestial, enhanced and adorned by the mysteries of heaven.
God's throne is guarded by truth and purity. God is surrounded by mercy and love.
Good are the lights our God has created, fashioning them with insight and wisdom.
Endowed by God with power and vigor, they maintain dominion amidst the world.
Abounding in splendor, emanating brilliance, the radiant light adorns the universe.
Rejoicing and rising, gladly setting, they rush to obey their Creator's will.
God is acclaimed by beauty and glory, God's sovereignty sung by celebration and praise.
God summoned the sun, whose light shone forth, then gave to the moon its cyclical glow.
The stars and planets, all bodies of the heavens, acclaim God with praise. Celestial creatures give glory and greatness. Page 111, we'll jump ahead and we'll continue with Ahava Rabbah, and we'll do the whole version today like we did yesterday. And there are 3 different tunes, and I hope they're familiar. Ahava Rabbah Tanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chem Lagidol Avitera, Chamalta Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Ba'avur Avotenu, Shebachu Vecha, Avinu Malkeinu. Vatilamdem Chukechaim, Kein Tichonenu Tlamdenu, Avinu Ha'av Harachaman, Rachem Aleinu, V'tein b'libeinu lehavinu haskil lishmoa, lilmodu lilamei, lishmor v'lasot, ulkayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha b'ahava. V'ha'erinenu b'toratecha, v'dahabet l'beinu b'mitzvotecha, v'yached levavenu li'ahava u'yira et shemecha, v'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, v'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, ki v'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanora b'hatachnu, nagila v'nismecha v'shuatecha, v'havienu l'shalom, me'arba kanfot haaretz, v'tolichenu komemiyut le'artzeinu, ki el poel Yeshuot ata, uvanu bacharta mikolam v'lashon, v'keravtanu l'shimcha hagadol, sela behemet, lehodo lecha, ul yachedcha b'ahava. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael b'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miotecha, v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlektecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam liot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Let's read the second paragraph together in English. If you will earnestly heed the mitzvot I give you this day, to love Adonai your God, and to serve God with all your heart and all your soul, then I will favor your land with rain at the proper season, in autumn and in spring, and you will have an ample harvest of grain, wine, and oil. I will assure abundance in the fields for your cattle. You will eat to contentment. Take care lest you be tempted to stray and to worship false gods. For then Adonai's wrath will be directed against you. God will close the heavens and hold back the rain. The earth will not yield its produce. You will soon disappear from the good land which Adonai is giving you. Therefore, impress these words of mine upon your heart. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a reminder above your eyes. Teach them to your children. Repeat them at home and away, night and day. Inscribe them upon your doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Then your days and the days of your children on the land that Adonai swore to give to your ancestors will endure as the days of heavens over the earth. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, Daber el bnei Yisrael v'amarta alehem v'yasu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigdehem l'dorotam v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf b'til techelet v'haya lechem l'tzitzit uvritem oto uschartem et kol mitzvot Adonai v'asitem otam v'lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei nechem asher atem zonim achareihem leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. And let's continue on 113, reading responsibly. Your teaching is true and enduring. Your words are established forever.
Awesome and revered are they, unceasingly right, well ordered are they, always acceptable.
They are eloquent, majestic, and pleasant, our precious everlasting legacy.
True it is that eternal God is our sovereign, that the rock of Jacob is our protecting shield.
God is eternal and eternally glorious, our God for all generations. God's sovereign throne is firmly established. God's faithfulness endures for all time.
God's teachings are precious and abiding. They live forever.
For our ancestors, for us, for our children, for every generation of the people Israel, for all ages from the first to the last, God's teachings are true and everlasting.
It is true that you are Adonai, our God, even as you were the God of our ancestors.
Our sovereign and our ancestors' sovereign, our Redeemer and our ancestors' Redeemer, our Creator, our victorious stronghold, you have always helped us and saved us.
Your name endures forever. There is no God but you.
Tehilot le'Elohim Baruch Hu Muvarach Moshe v'nei Yisrael lachanu shira b'simcha rabah v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh nahora tehilot ohosei feleh Shir Chadasha, Shir Geulim, Leshimcha al Sefatayam, Yachad Kulam Hodu, V'him Lechu V'yamru, Adonai Yimloch Leolam Va'ed, Tzor Yisrael, Kuma b'ezrat Yisrael, uvdeichenu mecha, Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We're going to continue on page 123a. 123a, the Amidah for Yantif, for Yom Tov. And we're going to begin with 123a and 124, the Kedusha, which we'll chant together. I'm sorry, not 123a, 123b. 123b, my mistake. And then we'll continue on 124 and then 125 and the rest silently through the Amidah for Yom Tov. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips so my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot, u'mevi goel ibnei b'neihem, leman shemo b'yahava, melech ozer u'foked u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magin Avraham u'foked Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayim eitim atarav lehoshia. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye metim berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofech oholim, umatir asurim, umechayehem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevorot. Umido melach, melech memihit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot metim, baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hametim. Nechadesh et shemcha ba'olam, keshem shemachti shimoto b'shmei maro, Hakatuv al yad neviecha, v'kara el zeh v'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Melo kol haaretz, Kivodo. Az bekol ra'ash gadol adir v'chazak mashmim kol. Az bekol ra'ash gadol adir v'chazak mashmim kol. Mitnasim lehu matzerahafim, mitnasim lehu matzerahafim, mitnasim lehu matzerahafim lehu matam baruch yomeru. Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Mimkomecha malkeinu tofia, v'timloch aleinu kimahachim anachnu lach. Matai timloch b'tzion b'karov b'yameinu, li'olam va'ed tishkon. Titgadal v'titkadash b'toch Yerushalayim yircha. Ledor vador, ledor vador, ulenetzach netzachim. V'einenu tirena malchutecha. Kadavar hamor b'shirei uzecha. Al yedei David Mishiach tzidkecha. Imloch Adonai le'olam Elohayich Tzion ledor vador. Hallelujah. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי המלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Let's turn back to page 125 and we'll read in English the middle and final paragraph. Lovingly, Adonai, our God, you have given us Shabbat for rest, festivals for joy, and holidays for happiness, among them this Shabbat and this festival of Shavuot, season of the giving of our Torah, a day of sacred assembly, recalling the exodus from Egypt. Our God and God of our ancestors, show us your care and concern. Remember our ancestors, recall your anointed, descended from David your servant. Protect Jerusalem, your holy city, and exalt all your people Israel with life and well-being, contentment and peace on this festival of Shavuot. Grant us life and blessing, and remember us for good. Recall your promise of mercy and redemption. Be merciful to us and save us, for we place our hope in you, loving and merciful God. And let's turn to page 126 and read Modim together. We proclaim that you are Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors throughout all time. You are the rock of our lives, the shield of our salvation in every generation. We thank you and praise you for our lives that are in your hand, for our souls that are in your charge, for your miracles that daily attend us, and for your wonders and gifts that accompany us evening, morning, and noon. You are good, your mercy everlasting. You are compassionate, your kindness never ending. We have always placed our hope in you. And on page 127, let's sing together, Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Ein V'Chesed V'Rachamim, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael Echa. Barucheinu Avinu Kulan Ke'echad Be'or Panecha, Panecha, Ki Be'or Panecha Na'atata Lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Torah Chai, Yahavat Chesed, Utzedaka Uvracha, V'Rachamim V'Chaim V'Shalom, V'Rachamim V'Chaim V'Shalom, V'Tov B'Einecha Levarech et Amecha, Amecha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עם ישראל בשלום. All right, as it is a festival, Shavuot, the Zman Matan Toratenu, the season of the giving of our Torah, the rabbis institute that we add to the day, making the day even more special. It's not just the Hanel day, it's not just Shabbos, but we add Hallel. And like I said yesterday, it's the ganze Hallel, not a chetzi, not a half Hallel, but the whole Hallel this morning. And so we'll begin with the opening bracha on page 133. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah de Adonai. Hallelujah Shem Adonai. Miki mimer faldam eshpot yarim evyahon Lohoshivim nedivim im nedivei amo Moshivi akeret habayit im habanim smecha Hallelujah. B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez Hayta Yehuda likodsho Yisrael mam shalotav Hayam Rahav Hayanos Hayardeni Sof Leachor Harim Rakeducha Elim Yevot Kibnei Tzon. This next part is done, I think it's called antiphonally, where I say it and then you respond back with the same thing. I don't know, maybe it's responsively. I don't know. I'm not that good at my music terminology. Malecha hayam
Malecha hayam
Kitanus
Titanus
Hayarden
Hayarden
Tisof Leachor
Tisov Leachor
Heharim
Heharim
Tirkeducha Elim
Tirkeducha Elim
Gevot
Gevahot
Kivnei Tzon
Kivnei Tzon
Milifnei Adon
Milifnei Adon
Chuli Aharetz
Uli Aharetz
Milifnei
Milifnei
Eloah Yaakov
Eloah Yaakov
Ahofchi Hatzur
Ahochi Chatzur
Agahamayim
Agahamayim
Chalamish
Chalamish
Lemano Mahayim.
Lemanu Mahayim.
All right. Now on page 134, let's read this I know responsively in English. Not for us, Adonai, not for us, but for yourself, win praises through your love and faithfulness.
Why should the nations say, where is their God? Our God is in heaven, doing whatever he wills.
Their idols are silver and gold, made by human hands. They have a mouth and cannot speak, eyes and cannot see.
They have ears and cannot hear, a nose and cannot smell. They have hands and cannot feel, feet and cannot walk.
They cannot make a sound in their throat. Their makers, all who trust in them, shall become like them.
Let the house of Israel trust in Adonai. God is their help and their shield.
Let the house of Aaron trust in Adonai. God is their help and their shield.
Let those who revere God trust in Adonai. God is their help and their shield.
Yisrael betach b'Adonai Yizramu maginam hu Beit Aharon bitchu b'Adonai Yizramu maginam hu Yirei Adonai bitchu b'Adonai Yizramu maginam hu Adonai Zichranu Yevarech, Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai, Aktani min Hagidolim, Yosef Adonai Alechem, Alechem ve'al bneiechem, Beruchim atem ladonai, Ose shamayim va'aretz, Hashamayim shamayim ladonai, Ve'haaretz natan livnei adam, Lo hametim yahallelujah, Ve'lo kol yordei duma, Va'anachnu nevarech Yah, Me'ata v'ad olam, Me'ata v'ad olam, Hallelujah. Ahavti ki yishma Adonai et koli, B'shem Adonai. Et halech lifnei Adonai b'artzocha chayim. Hamanti ki adaber, ani aniti me'od, ani amarti b'chofzi, kol ha'adam kozehev. Let's read in the middle of page 135. How can I repay Adonai for all God's gifts to me?
I will raise the cup of deliverance and invoke Adonai by name. I will honor my vows to Adonai in the presence of all his people.
Grievous in Adonai's sight is the death of the faithful.
I am your servant, born of your maidservant. You have released me from bondage. To you will I bring an offering and invoke Adonai by name.
I will honor my vows to Adonai in the presence of all God's people.
In the courts of the house of Adonai, in the midst of Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
Lecha ezvat zevach toda v'shem Adonai ekra, nedarai l'Adonai ashalem negdana, l'chol amo, bechatzrot beit Adonai betochechi, Yerushalayim, hallelujah. Top of page 136, Psalm 117, which is the shortest of all the Psalms, just 2 verses. Hallelujah, Adonai. Oh, sorry, I lost the 2 in there. Hallelujah, Adonai, kol goyim, shabchuhu kol ahumim, ki gavar aleinu, aleinu chasto v'hemet Adonai leolam, hallelujah. Hodu l'Adonai, ki tov, ki leolam chasto, yomarna Yisrael, ki leolam chasto, Yom Bruna, Veit Aharon, ki leolam chasto, Yom Bruna, Yirei Adonai, ki leolam chasto. We're at the bottom of 136 at the box, Pitchu li sharei tzedek, ahavo v'amodiyah. Pitchu li sharei tzedek, ahavo v'amodiyah. Zeh hashar lahadonai tzadikim yavohu vo. Zeh hashar lahadonai tzadikim yavohu vo. Odecha ki anitani vati li lishua. Odecha ki anitani vati li lishua. Even masu habonim aita lerosh pina. Even masu habonim aita lerosh pina. Me'et Adonai hayta zot, hi niflat b'einenu. Me'et Adonai hayta zot, hi niflat b'einenu. Zeh hayom asa Adonai, nagila v'nismecha bo. Zeh hayom asa Adonai, Nagila v'nismechavo. Okay, we're in another one where I chant it and then it gets repeated back to me. Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
All right, let's read responsively. Blessed are all who come in the name of Adonai. We bless you from the house of Adonai.
Adonai is God who has given us light. Read the festive procession with myrtle as it proceeds to the corners of the altar.
You are my God, and I praise you. You are my God, and I exalt you.
Acclaim Adonai, for God is good. God's love endures forever.
Hodu Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasto. Yaham. Ki latkachto lahodo lishemchana lazamer, ki meolam ad olam ata ehel, baruch ata Adonai, melech behulal b'tishbachot. All right, that was just part one of the 3 editions that we have for this Shavuot. The next one is Megillat Ruth, the scroll of Ruth, or the book of Ruth. All of our festivals have a special Megillah, or Megillah, or Megillah, if you want to have the Yiddish for it. All the festivals have a special Megillah that gets added to them. So on Pesach, we have Shir HaShirim. We have the Song of Songs, which is a love song. It's quite a beautiful piece of poetry, and it can get quite erotic in parts. And the rabbis interpret that as an allegorical love song between God and the children of Israel. Shavuot, we have the book of Ruth. For a couple of reasons, I think we have the book of Ruth takes place in the spring, during the spring harvest, which is part of Shavuot. And it's also about Ruth's dedication to the Torah, Ruth's dedication to living a life as an Israelite. And so I think we have that connection. And then when we get to Sukkot, we have Kohelet, the book of Kohelet, Ecclesiastes, where it's not the feel-good book of the year, where King Solomon says everything is vanity, everything falls apart, nothing lasts forever. And as the harvest moves towards winter and the dead season, we read that for Sukkot. And of course, everybody knows on Yom Kippur, we read the book of Yonah, which is another Megillah. But we're going to read an abridgment of the story of Ruth this morning. And I'm going to read half of it. And then my tech guru, Scott, is going to put on his reader hat. And he's going to come up and read the conclusion of the story. In the days when judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. And a man from Bethlehem in Judah went to live in the country of Moab with his wife and his 2 sons. The man's name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Machlon and Chilion. Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other named Ruth. After they had lived there for about 10 years, the 2 of them, Machlon and Chilion, also died, so that the woman was bereft of her husband and of her 2 sons. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she had been living, and they set out on the road back to the land of Judah. Naomi then said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Turn back, each of you to her mother's house. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt kindly with the dead and with me. May the Lord grant that each of you find security in the house of her husband." Then she kissed them. They wept aloud, and they said to her, "No, we will return with you to your people." But Naomi replied, "Go back, my daughters. Why should you come with me? Have I more sons in my womb that they may become your husbands?" They wept aloud again. Orpah kissed her mother-in-law farewell, but Ruth clung to her. Then Naomi said, "You see that your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Go back with your sister-in-law." But Ruth replied, "Entreat me not to leave you, to go back and not follow you. Wherever you go, will I go, and wherever you stay, will I stay. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Wherever you die, will I die, and beside you will I be buried. I vow that only death will separate me from you." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said no more. And the 2 of them walked on until they reached Bethlehem. Naomi had a kinsman on her husband's side, a man of wealth from Elimelech's family, whose name was Boaz. Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, "Allow me to go into the fields to glean among the ears of grain, behind someone with whom I may find favor." And she replied, "Go, my daughter." And she went and came to glean in a field behind the reapers. As it happened, it was part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of Elimelech's family. Just then Boaz arrived from Bethlehem. He greeted the reapers, "May the Lord be with you." They responded, "May the Lord bless you." Then Boaz asked his servants who was in charge of the reapers. Then Boaz asked his servant, who was in charge of the reapers, "Whose girl is this?" The servant in charge of the reapers replied, "She is the Moabite girl who came back with Naomi from the country of Moab. She asked to be allowed to glean and gather among the sheaves behind the reapers. She has been on her feet ever since morning with hardly a moment's rest." Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, glean in no other field. Do not look elsewhere, but stay here close to my girls. Keep your eyes on the field that they are reaping and follow them. I have forbidden the young men to molest you. Whenever you are thirsty, go and drink from the jars that the young men have drawn." She fell on her face to the ground before him and said, "Why have I found favor with you, that you take notice of me, though I am only a foreigner?" Boaz replied, I have been told about all you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and your mother and your native land to come to a people you had not known before. May the Lord reward your deed. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to seek shelter." She answered, "I am grateful to find favor with you, sir. You have comforted me by speaking kindly to your maidservant, even though I am not one of your maidservants." One day, Naomi, Ruth's mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, I must see you happily settled. There is our kinsman Boaz. You have been close to his girls. He is winnowing barley at the threshing floor tonight. Bathe and anoint yourself, dress yourself, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, take note of the place where he lies. Then go, uncover his feet, and lie down. He will tell you what to do." Ruth replied, "All that you say will I do." She went down to the threshing floor and did just as her mother-in-law had told her. Boaz ate and drank, and in a happy mood he went to lie down beside the heap of grain. She came in quietly, turned back the covering at his feet, and lay down. In the middle of the night, the man gave a start and bent forward. There was a woman lying at his feet.
He asked, "Who are you?" She replied, "I am Ruth, your maidservant. Spread your robe over your maidservant, for you are my redeeming kinsman." He said, "May the Lord bless you, my daughter. This latest kindness is greater than your first. For you have not sought out young men, whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, have no fear. I will do all that you ask. For everyone knows how worthy a woman you are. It is true that I am a near kinsman. However, there is another kinsman even nearer than I. Stay the night here. Then in the morning, if he is willing to act as your redeeming kinsman, well and good. Let him do it. But if he is not willing to act as your redeeming kinsman, I will do so myself, as surely as the Lord lives. Now lie down until morning." Boaz later went up to the city gate and sat down there. When the kinsman of whom Boaz had spoken passed by, Boaz cried out, calling him by name, "Turn aside here and sit down." He turned aside and sat down. Then Boaz stopped 10 of the town's elders and asked them to sit there as well, and they did. Boaz spoke to the kinsman, "Naomi, who has returned from the country of Moab, must sell the plot of land which belonged to our kinsman Elimelech. I promised to discuss this matter with you and to ask you to acquire it in the presence of those who are seated here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you are willing to do your duty as kinsman, then do it. But if you are not willing to do so, tell me, that I may know. For there is no one but you to act as redeemer, and I am in line after you." The man answered, "I am willing to act as redeemer." Then Boaz said, "When you acquire the field from Naomi, then you also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the widow of the dead man, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead together with his inheritance." The kinsman replied, "Then I cannot redeem it, lest I impair my own inheritance. You may take over my duty of redemption as kinsman, for I am unable to act." Boaz declared to the elders and to all of the people, "You are witnesses today that I am acquiring from Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech and all that belonged to Chilion and Machlon. I am also acquiring Machlon's wife, Ruth the Moabite, to be my wife, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead together with his inheritance, so that his name will not perish from among his kindred or from the gate of his native place. You are witnesses of this today." Then the elders and all the people at the gate said, "We are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your house like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel. May prosperity be yours in Ephratah and renown in Bethlehem. May your house flourish like the house of Peretz, whom Tamar bore to Judah, through the offspring which the Lord will give you with this young woman." So Boaz married Ruth, and she became his wife. When they came together, the Lord caused her to conceive, and she bore Boaz a son. Then the women said to Naomi, "Praise be the Lord, for this day he has provided you with a redeeming kinsman. May his name be renowned in the house of Israel. This child will renew your life and will nourish you in your old age, for he is born of your daughter-in-law, who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons." Naomi took the child and held it to her bosom. She became its nurse, and the women, her neighbors, gave him a name. A son is born for Naomi, they said, and they called him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David.
Here we go, and kind of a cliffhanger there, because we find out at the end of the book of Ruth that she is in direct line to King David. She is King David's great-grandmother. And so we read on Shavuot the story of Ruth. So I spoke a couple of times over the last few days about the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 utterances, also known as the 10 Commandments, where we call them the 10 Commandments, but there's really, if you break all of them down, there's more than 10 direct commandments. And the first of the utterances really isn't a commandment. It is God introducing God's self to Bnei Yisrael. And the commandments themselves, or the utterances themselves, move from abstract to concrete. Right? The first three of the utterances where God says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. You will have no images you will make no images of me or of anything. You'll have no idols, in other words, and no swearing falsely by God's name. Those are the three commands that deal with God directly. The fourth command, or the fourth utterance, is to observe Shabbat. The fifth utterance is the command to honor our parents. And that's the bridge between the commandments for the divine and the commandments for other people. And the rabbis say that the reason the command for the parents is in the middle is because our parents are as close to God, or as close to the experience of God we will have in our life. Our parents basically create us and take care of us and nurture us, much like God has created the universe, God has created us, and God nurtures us. And then the remaining five commands: not to murder, not to commit adultery, not to steal, not to bear false witness, and not to covet, all deal with other people or deal with society at large. And one of the things that's so interesting about this particular set of laws is that they're mostly in the negative. The ones that deal with human beings are basically put in the negative. Thou shalt not. And there's no question. There's no if then. If you do this, then you will be punished. We're simply commanded not to behave this way. But one of the things that I like to do is think about the Torah in interesting ways. And I've often wondered what would happen, or how would we interpret the 10 Commandments positively? Instead of thou shalt not, what about a thou shalt? And we could take all 10 of them and break it down that way. The first one, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. We could leave that. That's fine. Number 2, you shall have no images, right? You shall have no idols. I would couch it as use your imagination when thinking about me. Not me, the rabbi, but when thinking about God. The third, you shall not take God's name in vain, meaning that you won't swear to do something and call God as a character witness. I swear to God that is how we often phrase it. And then you do it anyway. God's saying, don't bring me into the argument. So I think the third commandment positively would be always keep your word. That way you don't have to swear to do something. If you always keep your word, people will trust you. The fourth command to observe Shabbat, that's okay. That's a positive, right? Keep the Sabbath. Honor your parents. Okay, that's a positive. So far, we're all right with the positives. But now, here are all of the negatives, right? Don't murder. Well, how do you turn that into a positive? I would say love life. Treat all life with respect. The seventh, not to commit adultery. Love your spouse and be happy with them. Much better, I think, sometimes than don't commit adultery. A positive, love your spouse and be happy with them. The eighth, not to steal. Be happy with what you have. Be happy with what you have. The ninth, which is not to bear false witness against your neighbor. Always tell the truth. And that would tie back into always keeping your word. Always tell the truth. And then the last one about not coveting, I would say would be happy with the success of your neighbor. Rejoice when good things happen to other people. Don't covet. Don't become a spoil sport when something happens good for someone else. No Schadenfreude. Don't wish bad things to happen. And then don't take joy in when bad things happen to somebody. Of course, these are my ramblings on what the flip side of shall not means. I like positive things, right? Love life, love your spouse, be happy with what you've got, tell the truth, and be happy with the success of your neighbor. For me, this opens up a new way of seeing the commandments. Sure, we have them written the way they are, but we could always interpret them this way. We could always flip them and say, yes, thou shalt not murder means you need to love life. Thou shalt not commit adultery means love your spouse. The rabbis, this is just one way of interpreting the Aseret HaDibrot. The rabbis say there are 70 faces to the Torah. Yesh shvi'im panim b'Torah. And that means that there are at least 70 different ways of interpreting the Torah. In other words, the rabbis are saying, if you start studying Torah seriously at age 10, by the time you reach age 80, you might have exhausted all the different ways of looking at the Torah. And then if you reach 80, you might have forgotten some of them, so you can start over again. What I offer you on this Shavuot, of looking at the flip side of the 10 Commandments, the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 utterances, is just one more, or one of my 70 ways of looking at the Torah. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and Chag Sameach. Okay. Part of every festival is a time where we remember those who have passed on, those who have gone from this earth to the next realm. It's called Yizkor, and it literally means may he remember. And it's really may God remember. May God remember the souls of our departed ones. And so we'll find the Yizkor service on page 188. in the Siddur. And let's read responsively on 188. There is a time for everything, for all things under the sun, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to laugh and a time to cry.
A time to dance and a time to mourn, a time to seek and a time to lose.
A time to forget and a time to remember.
This day in sacred convocation, we remember those who gave us life.
We remember those who enriched our lives with love and beauty, kindness and compassion, thoughtfulness and understanding.
We renew our bonds to those who have gone the way of all the earth, to those whose memory moves us this day.
As we reflect upon them, we seek consolation and the strength and the insight born of faith.
As a parent shows love to a child, Adonai embraces all who are faithful.
God knows how we are fashioned, remembers that we are dust.
Our days are as grass, we flourish as a flower in the field. The wind passes over it and it is gone, and no one can recognize where it grew.
But Adonai's compassion for those who are steadfast, God's tenderness to children's children, remain age after age unchanging.
70 our years may number, 80 years if granted the vigor. Laden with trouble and travail, life quickly passes, it flies away.
What are mortals, eternal God, that you should be mindful of them?
What are mortals that you should take note of them, that you have made them little less than angels?
The sounds of infants attest to your power. The magnificence of life reflects your glory. The heavens display your splendor. What majesty is yours throughout the world.
Teach us to use all of our days that we may attain a heart of wisdom.
Bless us with your love in the morning, that we may joyously sing all our days. We're on page 192. Our generations are bound together as children now remember their parents. Love is as strong as death, as husbands and wives now remember their mates, as parents now remember their children. Memory softens death's pain as we now remember our brothers and sisters, grandparents, and our other relatives and friends. The death of those we now recall left gaping holes in our lives. Even so, we are grateful for the gift of their lives, strengthened by the blessings they left us and the precious memories that comfort and sustain us as we remember them this day. Eternal God, Master of mercy, give me the gift of remembering. May my memories of the dead be tender and true, undiminished by time. Let me recall them and love them as they were. Shelter me with the gift of tears. Let me express my sense of loss, my sorrow and pain, as well as my love and words unspoken. Bless me with the gift of prayer. May I face you with an open heart, with trusting faith, unembarrassed and unashamed. Strengthen me with the gift of hope. May I always believe in the beauty of life, the power of goodness, the right to joy. May I surrender my being and the soul of the dead to your all-knowing compassion. The Yizkor prayers, memorial prayers, are found on pages 192, 193, 194, and 195. continue on top of page 126. I'm sorry, 196. Sorry, 196. El Malay Rachamim, Shochein Bamromim, Hamsei Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, B'ma'alot Kedoshim Utaharim, Kazohar Harakia Mashirim, Lenishmot Kol Achenu B'nei Yisrael, Shenitbachu B'Shoah, Anashim Nashim V'Taf, Shenechnechu, Shenisrafu, Shenehergu, Shema'asru, Et Nafsham Al Kiddush Hashem, Began Eden Tehei Menuchatam, Ana Ba'al Harachamim, Hastirein B'Seita Kanafecha Li'olamim, Utzor B'Tzor Hachayim Et Nishmotehem, Adonai Hu Nachalatam, Vayanuchu V'Shalom Al Mishkavotehem, V'Nomar, Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the souls of our brethren who perished in the Shoah, men, women, and children of the house of Israel who were slaughtered and suffocated and burned to ashes. May their memory endure and inspire deeds of charity and goodness in our lives. May their souls thus be bound up in the bond of life. May they rest in peace. And let us all say, Amen. El Malay Rachamim, Shochein Bamromim, Hamitzei Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, B'ma'alot Kedoshim U'Toharim, Kazohar Harakia Mashirim, Lenishmot Kol Ela, Shehizkarnu Hayom Livracha, Shehalchu Leolamam, Began Eden Tehei Menuchatam, Ana Ba'al Harachamim, Hastirein B'Seita Kanafecha Li'olamim, Utzor B'Tzor Hachayim Et Nishmotehem, Adonai Hu Nachalatam, Vayanuchu Ba'olam Al Mishkavotechem, V'Nomar, Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure, to the souls of all our beloved who have gone to their eternal home. Merciful one, we ask that our loved ones find perfect peace in your tender embrace, their memory enduring as inspiration for commitment to their ideals and integrity in our lives. May their souls thus be bound up in the bond of life. May they all rest in peace. Let us all say, Amen. Page 197, the 23rd Psalm. Adonai roi lo echsar. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. Binot deshe yarbitzeni. God gives me repose in green meadows. Al mei menuchot yanachaleni. And guides me over calm waters. Nafshi yeshovev yancheni b'maglei tzedek l'ma'an shemo. God will revive my spirit and direct me on the right path, for that is God's way. Gam ki elech begeit salmavet, lo irara ki ata imadi. Though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are at my side. Shivtecha umishantecha hema yenachamuni. Your staff and your rod comfort me. Ta'aroch lefanai shulchan neged sohorai. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. Dishanta v'shemen roshi, kosi revaya. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Achtov v'chesed yirdefuni kol yemei chayai. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life. V'shafti v'veit Adonai l'orech yamin. And I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. We conclude the Yizkor service with Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, found on page 198. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olamei Maya. V'yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shmei D'Kudusha B'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'bromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Friends, we are almost at the end of our services. If you turn with me to page 183, whoops, you know what? I forgot something important. I forgot the Mishaberach and the prayer for our country and for the state of Israel. So let's turn back a little bit. And we'll find the blessing of the Mishaberach for the Cholim, for those who are ill, on page 144. Page 144. And if you have someone who needs special healing this Shabbat and this holiday, please keep them close to your heart at this time. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech v'Rapei et HaCholim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem Lachzikam L'Rapotam V'Yishlach Lahem Mehra Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuah HaNefesh Refuah HaGuf B'tok Shar Cholei Yisrael Shabbat hi v'yom tov hu milizok u'farah kavol lavo hashtaba uzman kariv v'nomar. Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bring blessing and healing to those who need. May the Holy One mercifully restore them to health and to vigor, granting them physical and spiritual well-being together with all others who are ill. And let us all say, Amen. The prayer for our congregation. Top of page 148, and let's read that together. May the blessings of heaven, kindness and compassion, long life, ample sustenance, well-being, and healthy children devoted to Torah be granted to all members of this congregation. May the Sovereign of the universe bless you, adding to your days and your years. May you be spared all distress and disease. May our protector in heaven be your help at all times. And let us all say, Amen. And the prayer for our country. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights from your Torah, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country with your spirit. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are the pride and glory of our country. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore. And let us all say, Amen. Now let's read together the prayer for Israel, first in Hebrew and then in English. Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael v'Go'olo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Smichat Gulatenu. Hagein Aleha Bi'avrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha V'amitecha L'Rosheha, Sareha V'yawetzeha, V'tachneim Be'etza Tova Milfanecha, Chazek et yedei megine eretz kodshenu, v'hanchilem Eloheinu Yeshua, v'ateret nitzachon ta'atrem, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam liyoshveha, v'nomar Amen. Avinu Shabashamayim, Rach and Redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel with its promise of redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. Let us all say, Amen. Now we can conclude our service. We are on page 183, 183, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahen, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efesu Lato, Kakatu B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom V'Hashevota, Elavavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, V'Shamayim Mimal, V'al haaretz, mitachat eino. And let's read the second paragraph together. And so we hope in you, Adonai our God, soon to see your splendor, that you will sweep idolatry away so that false gods will be utterly destroyed, and that you will perfect the world by your sovereignty, so that all humanity will invoke your name, and all the earth's wicked shall return to you repentant. Then all who live will know that to you every knee must bend, every tongue pledge loyalty. To you, Adonai, may all bow in worship. May they give honor to your glory. May everyone accept your dominion. Reign over all, soon for all time. Sovereignty is yours in glory, now and forever. Thus it is written in your Torah, Adonai reigns forever and ever. Such is the prophetic assurance. Adonai shall be acknowledged ruler of all the earth. On that day, Adonai shall be one, in God's name, one. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom hahu Yeh Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad. This week we observe the following yard sites. Simon Fetter, husband of Goldie. Myron J. Katz, Jerry Katz's brother, Andy and Jesse's youngest son. Abraham Isaac Poland, Joan Weisberg's grandfather. Charlotte Angel, wife of Henry, mother of Etta and Max David. William L. Hartz, Murray's brother, son of Leonard and Ruby. Leila M. Jacobs Kuntz, Morris's wife, mother of Richard and Linda. Norman Stone, Sarah Malmut, mother to Ben, Esther Neckin, Anne, Saul, and Seymour, Dr. Lincoln M. Poland, Carol Solov, Jason Solov's grandmother, Rebecca Eisenberg, Pauline Aunt Mary's sister, Edith Feder Gemoren, sister of Herman, Simon, Henry, and Noah, Philip Hirsch, Susie Brodoff and Cheryl Hirsch's father, husband of Janice, Terry Radow, Steve's wife, Judy Woodruff's sister-in-law, Sam Barak, Hal Rudin's father-in-law, Lawrence I. Glick, husband to Jane, father of Stephen and Eileen, cousin to David, Ralph Peter Hayflick, Jerry and Sally's son, brother of Nancy and Faith, Sarah Lazarus, relative of May Lazarus, Jeanette Tompkins, relative of Francis Fish Tompkins. May their souls be bound up with the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they all rest in peace. Mourner's Kaddish, page 184. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei, v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, u'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabban v'vorach li'olam u'lamei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar, v'yitalev, v'yithalal, shmei d'kudisha brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, d'amiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. All right, friends, just a couple of quick announcements. Services tomorrow, right here for the Sunday morning minyan, 9 a.m. And it is Thursday at 6 is the Ritual and Music Committee meeting. There'll be a Zoom link sent out for that, so that'll be Thursday. And then it'll be Shabbos right after that. So not too much happening this week. Want everybody out there to stay safe and be well. And we'll close out our Shabbat and festival service on page 187, Adon Olam. Adon Olam asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nivra, li'et nasa b'chefzo kol. Azai melech shemo nikra v'acharei yiklo takol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh v'tifara v'hu echad v'ein sheni lahamshilo lehachbira V'li reshit, v'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz, v'ha'misra, v'hu eli, v'chai goali, v'tzur chevli, b'eit tzara, v'hu nisi, u'manosli, v'nat kosi, b'yom ekra, b'yado, avkid ruchi, V'edishan v'ya'ira, v'imruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira. And before I forget, I want to wish Joan Weisberg a happy birthday. Her birthday is this weekend. And I want to say thanks to Scott for being my tech guru and also doubling as a reader this morning. 2 hats for Scott on this Shabbat and this festival. Everyone have a great Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos, and Chag Sameach.